And let me say it here and now, that the NPP stands a better chance in 2028 than in 2032. Because John Mahama is in his final third. You will not run again. So they will be producing a new candidate. So if you cannot take advantage of that to win the 2028 elections, then we'll be in for serious trouble.
No, not necessarily. It's always been an 8-year cycle, isn't it?
Well, you say that, but
it's always been an 8-year cycle.
But in 2012, evidence suggests that we won the elections in 2012.
Well, that's not what the records say.
Well, that's not what the record, but that's what the evidence said in court.
Point is, it is possible to win after first term.
Of course. In Ghana now, everything is possible.
But the dynamics have changed.
Yes.
Drastically.
Who thought that in the Western region, a stronghold of the new Patriotic Party will now have one seat? Who thought that Bono, the region of one of our great leaders, Professor Kofi Abrefa-Buzia, we had 11 seats in 2016. In 2020, it came to 6. We now have 1 seat. Whoever thought of it? Whoever thought the Ashanti region, NDC will have 7 seats as we speak? The dynamics are changing. So we have to move with the times. And we can only do so with unity and a sense of purpose.
But Eugene, you are quite clearly very passionate about uniting the party. Now, 2 issues have come up when it comes to uniting your party. So when the former presidential candidate, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, decided, okay, in his quest to unite the party, brought along other candidates who contested with him in the internal elections for his thank you tour. We saw what happened. Kennedy Japan at some point had to drop off the train, citing insecurity issues and so on. The only person who followed him was the energy expert, something as if I've forgotten it, was Kojo Nsafo-Opoku. Question is that, it's your party really committed to this unity? Because it is not enough to wish. The people whom you want the unity for must themselves be very committed to the unity. That's one. The other issue is this, that there are people who feel that one of the reasons why your party has been fractured also has to do with your electoral college, as it stands now. And like you, like Kwabena Japan, and then just recently, in fact, in Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's Bono tour, he makes that clarion call that your party must take a critical look at its electoral college and expand it. Even with that, there are some persons who are kicking against it. And they're citing all kinds of reasons. One is that expand the electoral college and you're only expanding how much people are supposed to pay.
Not true.
And that the monetization which has characterized the body politics of the 2 major politics would never end, even if you expand the electoral college. So my question to you is that, great call, NDC, NPP, CPP, whichever political party, you need that unity. But the party must be ready to accept changes and reforms.
And who is the party? Let's listen to this very carefully.
Okay.
The fact that you are a presidential candidate, the fact that you are a member of parliament, the fact that you are a chairman of a party, general secretary, communication officer, who are you? You are no better than any card-bearing member of the party. 5 months ago, I was a member of parliament for Subin. Today, I'm a former member of parliament for Subin. You understand?
Power is transient.
Yes. But I'm still a card-bearing member, a bona fide member of the party. Nobody can take that away from me. You understand? So the fact that you are in this position today doesn't mean you are going to be there tomorrow. So our actions, our behavior, our attitudes must guide us. That when you are entrusted with leadership of any grouping, you have to have a sense of balance, fairness, and firmness. Do you understand?
Understand that.
Yes. So today, you may be a chairman of NPP, but maybe in a year's time, you won't be there. Somebody will be there. So whatever is it that you are doing today, be guided. That when you're on the other side of the fence, it is being thrown at you, are you going to accept it?
So
understand?
the point is, unity is possible.
The ones that are not ready to unite, we will call them out.
Oh, how?
Nobody's scared of anybody in this party. Let me
You
tell
call
you.
people out?
You will call at the proper
But
time.
how's that going to help?
No. At the proper time, you hear from us. Those, the ones misbehaving, we call them all out for the party to see them. That these are the people who are the stumbling blocks to unity in the party.
Yeah, but that's washing your dirty linen in
You
public.
say
It's
that,
not going to
you
help
say
you.
that. No, but you say that. But if the ones that are supposed to know better
Yes.
are the ones misbehaving, what do?
Yeah, but call them into conclave. Talk to them.
No. Listen to me.
Why would you want to publicly
listen
go
to
in?
me?
Okay.
Listen to me.
Okay.
When you become a leader of any tradition, you are put in a position of trust. So you should know that all others are watching or monitoring you. You don't expect a polling station chairman to come and tell me, the MP, how to run a constituency. If I know clearly, because we've all been leaders. You see, you become a leader, everybody will come. This is a Kwesi Price supporter. But it's up to you to embrace everybody. It's not up to anybody. It's up to you, the leaders of the party, to embrace everybody. Do you understand?
I get it.
We've all held leadership position in this party. And we know, if you're not careful, you drive people away.
Let me ask.
And by driving them away, that's what led to the apathy in 2024. Yes. If people don't feel a sense of belonging, what do? They stay back. They sit at home. So why should you allow one person, or a couple of people to do this to the party? At the appropriate time, if they don't stop what they are doing, they'll be called out.
Do you think that the absence of a proper and a deep ideological orientation of party supporters could have possibly contributed to this? And I'm asking this because just recently, I've heard one of the party leaders say that you're going to be launching your party's ideological institute. I think it's called the. Let me just get the name. Let me get the name quickly. It's called the NPP's. Why did I even? Is it the? Okay, good. So you are launching what you call the Patriotic Institute. Do you think this would help? What does that mean?
Well, you trusted it for me.
But you're assuming that I speak Chi.
No. Of course you speak.
Oh, I understand.
I just spoke Chi with you. The chairman of the NDC. I was listening to one of his interviews, and he made a very succinct point. Suku MP Jimmy.
To wait.
And one of my kind of say. You see, the fact that you're going to set up an institute doesn't mean you can change the orientation or the thinking of people. It doesn't happen. I then go to school and pay me Jimmy. Yes. We all sit in the same classroom. Some people ask, now we'll go to school. But we'll go to school. Yes, in the end of the fact will be the institute is there, fine. But people must make the effort to understand what is before us. We are a political party. Our aim is to win political power. Simple. That's the aim. If you go 4 years and you fail, you failed. You have to sit at home for 4 years. So, institute or no institute, the words of the NDC national chairman ring through. The Suku and the Pejini. You understand? As leaders of this tradition, it's incumbent upon all of us to act wisely. Yes. If you see that you are misbehaving in class, you say, write the name of the talkative. The teacher will come and start whipping those who are talking. So if we are building a political party, we are not building a dynasty for anybody. We are building a political party. A party of national orientation. So we shouldn't allow a few people to sit in Accra or to sit in Kumasi and misbehave. And until we can't call them out, we'll call them out. And I expect those people to also call me out when I'm also misbehaving. Because we've seen the figures from the results from 2024. And if any right-thinking NPP person is not looking at this objective and say, look, there's a lot that we have to do to change the face of our party, but they will continue to be petty and continue to be misbehave, we call them out. Nobody is bigger than the New Patriotic Party. Nobody.
Your very good friend, Patrick Yabuama, who is the MP for Okaikwe Central, he's been on some media tour, and one of the things he's been advocating is that the party shares the findings of the Professor Michael Quay committee report to the sitting members of parliament. They have to internalize the report, distill what he believes are the most important ones, and that's for him would help in the healing process and also in uniting the party. Do you share that opinion?
Okay, let me ask you something. You send your child to school. You go to pick the child up. He's been caned or lashed by the teacher. Asking the teacher, what did he do? Well, I've just caned him. We are going to put it in a confidential report in the office. We are not saying share every single page of the Professor Michael report. But the thing is, we should know the recommendations as party people. And it's very, very unfair when we all, as card-bearing members of this party, a report is presented to somebody who will keep it under their armpit and go around and start talking about what is captured in the report and taking advantage of it. What does the report say about them? Have they put it out? They have not. So that call is in the right direction. Nobody say, oh, bring everything out. You cannot go and speak to President Kufuor, President Kufuor, Kandapa, national security people, and because these are security matters. Yeah. Those ones you can understand. You don't have to, bring it into the public domain. But there are things like expansion of the electoral college. So what? What will NDC do with that? Maybe increase the number of, this. What would NDC do with that? You understand? So the problem we have now is that some members of the party or some officers of the party are carrying this report and going around and talking to the report. That's what probably has prompted Honorable Yabuama to say, let us see the recommendation. We're not interested in, we all know, every MPP member, every MPP person should know what led to our defeat in 2020.
But there's supposed to be only one report.
Forget about that.
So no, there's supposed to be only one report.
Yes.
So how are others able to have access to that report and are going around preaching the gospel?
What is happening now is, do you know Intuition?
Yes, I know.
Yes. That's what is happening now. Intuition.
Really?
So you go, sometimes against Chrissy Pratt, you mention it, but sometimes against you don't talk about it. That's what is going on now.
But that's serious.
And how you go to, yes. Because look, if you go and study in Western region, and you say, because of somebody's stubbornness, Obi so dainty and you lose power, that's fine, but what about what did the report say about you? If you say that Professor Okwe said we should develop our strongholds, we don't do that, what is the report saying about the others? So you see, you cannot be cherry picking. Do you understand? If I want to share it. And we know that the things that will come out won't hurt the party in any way. You understand? It's a local party. It's a public entity. It's not a cult. NPP is not a cult. It's a local party with people with ideas. So let us see the recommendation of Fmr Subin. And then even if you are asking me to bring amendments to the Constitution, let me see what Fmr Subin was suggesting. For me to see what I can also bring as an alternative. You understand? And all these things are not happening. Then there's a thank you tour. That is fine. The thank you tour. Then certain people on the tour are speaking to the report. You understand? So if you are accusing the former president, right? Fine. But what is the report also saying about you? Maybe as the chairman of the party, what do you also do? The report didn't talk about you, but it talked about the president, the former president. You see? And so when people are asking for the report, certain portions of the report to be released, it's not asking for the sensitive parts. Do you understand? It's asking for certain parts that will not do the party any harm, or that will not be injurious to the party going forward. And I'm sure there's a lot of pages in there that will not do the party any harm. Because we all know that we must, bring amendments to the Constitution. The Electoral College, like you rightly mentioned, how to expand it. Since 2009, when Ghana's former ambassador to South Africa, Dr. Jimmy Heyman, in his report in 2009, paragraph 4, talked about intermediate step of getting all cabinet members to vote. So 2009, we did a 5-5, the polling station. Then he said after that, we should take intermediate step of getting all cabinet members to vote. 2010 to 2025, how many years? 15 years. Nothing has happened. If you worry about volunteer, what harm does it do anybody? So based on Professor, based on Dr. Heyman's report, we are not going to introduce this to make sure that all members get to vote. So, yes, the former General Secretary and Presidential Aspirant is talking about Korea Japan, is talking about constituency caucuses. Somebody is talking about one member, one vote. Let's bring all those ideas and leave it to the people who matter. That's a conference to take a decision on it. But what is so unfair is when people say, oh, somebody holds a position, so they have every right to talk about the report. It's very early.
Okay. So
It's very early. But what I'm trying to say is that it's either we are going to talk about the report or we won't talk about it.
I see.
If you have to internalize it, you cannot say that by giving the report to me, Eugene Boacheng, this thing, I'll give it to the NDC. Or giving it to Patrick Buama, you go hand it over to the NDC. Is that what you are telling us? So if you don't trust us, then why are we members of this party? We are not ordinary members of the party. We are leading members of the party. We are not just ordinary members of this party. I sit here as a former MP, a former deputy minister. If you can't trust me to hold that sensitive information, should I trust you to also hold it? So that's the dilemma facing the party.
I get it.
And you see, if we are going to move towards a peaceful conference in Kumasi, a peaceful conference coming up, Kumasi or Accra, Tamale, I don't know, we must all be conversant with the recommendations of the Okwe report so that we know what we are going to act. Because if something affected us, because Okwe has raised them in support, but only a few people know, how would that start any proper conversation at a conference? Do you understand?
I get it.
Yes. You have places where a presidential candidate got 0 and we have police station executives there. Are we not allowed to interrogate that? And if you don't get to know all these things, how do we proceed? So the course not only by Honorable Patrick Buama, I think Honorable Davis
Upuku, yes.
and Price MP has also made
a similar call, yes.
Yes, that at least the senior members of the party must get to know.
Okay.
Maybe from constituency chairman, regional chairman, MPs, former MPs, former presidential candidates, former presidents, they should all have those recommendations to look at and be able to advise the party going forward. I don't see anything wrong with that.